past and previous years, we have always got a real tree, like it usually is here in Germany. Real trees smell so good and they feel a lot better than just artificial trees, just plastic ones. I have had fake trees as well, but honestly, I do prefer the real ones. There's so many discussions around this topic. People trying to be more environmentally friendly by buying artificial or fake trees. Are they really better for the environment? I do have to disagree in this matter because my opinion is quite different, but that's something I really want to talk about in this video. But first, let me show you the Christmas tree I got for this year. So today I got my Christmas tree. We went to a garden center and we just bought it. It takes no time, it's also very affordable and it's a lot easier than I thought it was. Many people go to the forest and get the trees from the forest, like they cut it by themselves, but actually I think that's not really legal in Germany anymore. I'm not really sure if many people do it, but if you had been wondering about going to the forest and just get your tree, I would say just be careful about it and do not do it. Just go to a garden center or a different place specific just for selling Christmas trees and get your tree there. If you don't want to get in trouble, right? Maybe you have heard about it that many people go to the forest and they just cut their trees. Maybe in other countries that's still possible and people keep doing it. But here in Germany it's actually not that legal anymore and you are not supposed to go and just get any tree you want for Christmas. First of all, because you do not really know the area, you could be cutting a tree that's useful for that type of environment in that forest. You don't really know about the kind of animals living in that tree and how that affects really the environment, right? Secondly, there are specific farms and places here in Germany just for planting Christmas trees. So they make huge farms and part of those trees are designated to be Christmas trees. Not all of them. There's huge forests and most of these trees are mostly for commercial purposes. Some of them are specifically planted in order to be Christmas trees. So you know, if you're gonna buy one of those trees, they're usually gonna plant a new one and they do the same process every single year. But if you go to the forest all by yourself and just cut any tree you want, who's gonna plant a new tree instead of that one? You? So that's just something to keep in mind. Just do not go to the forest and just get any tree you want in Germany. There's many places you can buy it, and today we went to this garden center, very close to our place. It took just a few minutes. So we went there and they got a really good selection for Christmas trees. Usually the trees they have are Norman Tannim. So when we got there, almost all of the trees were sold out. There were just a few of them left. And yeah, today is just like the first Sunday of Advent, but still, I thought there were gonna be a lot more trees, but many of them were just sold out. Many of those trees are all wrapped up already, so you cannot really know how big they are. If you want to, they can open up for you as well. They can let you know and let you see how big your tree is and just wrap it up again if you decide to take it with you. I personally like this tree, as you can see here. It's already all wrapped up, but I thought it was gonna be okay, that it was not gonna be too big. So that's why it was okay for us. We didn't ask someone to open it up for us to see it. We thought it was gonna be just fine. We just asked if they could cut the trunk a little bit and make it smaller. It was way too thick and I was not really sure if it was gonna fit the Christbaumständer, which almost didn't, but finally we make it happen and it worked. So that's the tree we got. It's so pretty, so beautiful, and if I'm honest with you, it's a little bit bigger than what I thought it was. It takes a lot of place. So I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna make the big nice decoration around, put the lights on, not real candles, just small normal lights, and then enjoy the first advent of the year. Thank God I got this robot vacuum to do the work in areas I cannot reach that easy. It's so simple and useful. This one is very affordable but also very practical. It really gives a good value for the price. Okay, so yeah, that's our Christmas tree. As you can see, it looks a bit empty, I think. So I think I'm gonna get a little bit more because last year the tree we had was a bit smaller than this one, so it was just fine. But this one, it's a lot bigger. So by now I think it's just fine. I think I'm gonna have to get a little bit more of decoration stuff, but not too much. But for today, it's all good. Time for a nice Glühwein and Plätzchen. Remember I told you about the Schneetaler? I love these Plätzchen so much, and yesterday I baked some of them. I spent some good quality time baking them, and that's what I'm gonna do now. Enjoy some nice Glühwein with Schneetaler. Happy to start with the Christmas time. After decorating my tree, nothing better to spend the first Sunday of Advent than with some delicious Weihnachtsplätzchen and some Glühwein. Sometimes I like the Weißer Glühwein a bit more. Good, looking nice, right? Yeah, I got a lot more decoration stuff as you can see, and now I think it looks a lot better, right? It's a very big tree, I know. This year we did not really pay attention to it, we didn't make it open. We thought it was gonna be just fine, like a normal real Christmas tree, but this one was a lot bigger than expected. It's still very nice, I love it. Okay, so now let's talk about real and artificial trees. What's actually better? Which option is the most environmentally friendly? According to the Carbon Trust, a 2-meter artificial tree produces a carbon footprint of about 40 kilograms of carbon dioxide, which is more than twice than a real tree that ends up in a landfill or a waste disposal site, and even 10 times more than a real tree that is burned. Most fake trees are made of PVC, which is a plastic that's really bad for the environment. That's because it's very difficult, if not impossible, to recycle. You also have to take into account all the carbon emissions coming from the artificial trees. From the whole manufacture, the industrial emissions, the transport, they usually come from China. So if you compare them to real trees, artificial trees cause a lot more carbon emissions. According to this, I can totally agree that real trees are a lot better than artificial trees for the environment. They're not the best, of course. It's not like they do not cause any impact or anything like that. They do, but if you have to choose between artificial trees and real trees and really want to go for the most environmentally friendly way, then I would say that real trees are better. Especially if you buy them from locals, from a farm that is close to your place in your same area. So you don't really have to go through all the transport emissions and all that stuff. It's better for you, it's better for the environment as well, better for the people of your area, so you can contribute to the people of these farms as well. And in these farms, usually they plant 1, 2, or even more trees for every single tree that has been taken down to be a Christmas tree. So that kind of like makes it up to the environment. The years these trees stay to grow are also good for the air. Not all of the planted trees are going to be Christmas trees at the end, like most of them are going to be still in the farm. And before some of those trees end up being Christmas trees at the end, they need to grow at least for 8 years. So that's going to be many years. They're going to be producing more oxygen and taking in a lot of carbon dioxide, which in some way makes up for the carbon emissions that are released when the real trees are disposed in the landfill or when they are burned. Some people also use the old Christmas trees in their gardens, like they cut them into small pieces and at the end they use it in their gardens as compost. Also here in Germany there's some specific dates to collect the trees, so you just have to take the tree on that specific day and someone's gonna collect it for you. Those trees usually are burned and used in order to produce more energy. You can look up all of these dates on the internet because it changes a lot depending on the Bundesland. It changes from city to city, from town to town. So just make sure that you know which day is going to be the collection day in your city. Well, I hope the information in this video was somehow interesting and useful to you. If yes, please do not forget to like and subscribe as well. Hope you like my Christmas tree as well, like I do. And hope you get to have a very nice Weihnachtsbaum as well at home. If it's a plastic one, please take care of it and make it last forever for the environment. Do not throw it away. And if you don't want it anymore or you just want to get a new one, please do not throw it away. Just like give it to someone else, or maybe you can donate it. Like in Colombia, for instance. In Colombia, we mostly have artificial trees. It's not really common there. I don't think there are farms also taking care of these trees and making like huge plantations just for real Christmas trees. So that's the reason why we usually get just artificial trees for our homes. That's a different case. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you next time.